After day turns to night on this part of the Rio Grande, the people smugglers get to work, ferrying asylum seekers and migrants from Mexico to Texas. Smuggler Chuchi says, "Tell the Border Patrol not to pierce the boat. We're carrying children. The river is deep and we've already removed their life vests." This is happening every night. Many of those making the journey are from Central America. Some will be allowed to stay and seek asylum. The rest are turned back to Mexico. Most of them are being expelled under the Trump-era COVID-19 health order known as Title 42. It allows undocumented migrants to be turned away to prevent the spread of the coronavirus in holding facilities. But there's one key difference between how the old and new administrations apply it. Under Biden, unaccompanied children are exempt. It's seen as a more compassionate policy than that of his predecessor, but it leaves open the possibility of situations like this. Two small figures drop down the side of a 4-metre-high fence. They're Ecuadorian girls, aged just 3 and 5. Left on the American side of the border, they're now in the custody of US authorities. Just 2 of the unaccompanied minors on American soil. In March, US authorities caught more than 171,000 migrants at the US-Mexico border, the highest number of people in about 2 decades. Among those who arrived that month were about 19,000 unaccompanied minors. They're being housed in places like this. It's a border facility for migrant children in Texas. It has capacity for 250, but when the media was allowed to visit in late March, more than 4,000 people were being held here. The system is being overwhelmed.
We're starting to see younger and younger kids being brought over by their sponsors, by relatives, by grandparents, wherever it is in the family that is actually asking for these kids and paying the fees to smuggle these kids into the country.
Joe Biden says it's not because of his nice guy image that people are attempting to cross.
It happens every single solitary year. There is a significant increase in the number of people coming to the border in the winter months of January, February, March.
He's tasked his Vice President, Kamala Harris, with stemming the flow of migrants coming to America's southern border, with a focus on people from countries in the so-called Northern Triangle, Honduras, Guatemala, and El Salvador.
And I started to deal with it back when I was United States Vice President, putting together a bipartisan plan of over $700 million to do with the root causes of why people are leaving. What did Trump do? He eliminated that funding. He didn't use it.
Migration along the US-Mexico border is a perennial issue. It's also a highly politicized one. Donald Trump's presidency was in part defined by his hardline immigration stance. It's one that proved popular in the politically divided states of America. Biden's critics argue that his policies have resulted in the surge of illegal immigration.
It's hard to not feel like this is a type of invasion, one that's being enabled by our own government, quite tragically. And these are not just policies from the Trump administration that they're flouting and that they're undoing.
Many of the people trying to reach the US are attempting to escape deteriorating security situations and poverty. 20-year-old Cristian Nunez is a Honduran graphic artist. He couldn't find work, so joined this human caravan heading to the US. God knows our purpose and what our needs are, he says. I know the governments of today, I know the borders are closed, and we are just boldly going out there. The odds of making it aren't high, but his circumstances at home haven't changed. So like thousands of others before him this year and in years gone by, the march north goes on. Natalie Pohanen, The Newsmakers.